And I think today is a good day to focus on the reason we practice, why this is important to us. Especially if you feel like you're kind of coming back, you're coming into the body again in this way, coming into the mind in this way, where yoga is your frame. So we'll begin seated, sitting up tall. We'll take the hands to the knees first, and just notice how this changes the experience of the shoulders. Then slide the hands up the thighs and bring them towards the top of the thighs, but then flip the palms upwards. Maybe even just let the hands slide forward a little bit and just let the palms stay open. Let your body and mind experience the receptivity of open hands. Opening our hands and hearts and minds to our yoga practice and whatever it has to communicate with us today. And as you settle into the body, start connecting the sitting bones to the mat. Start lifting the chest a little bit more. Pull the chin in towards the chest or towards the neck slightly. And then relax that a little bit without taking the chin forward again. So keeping it in more of a neutral position, the neck in a neutral position, and sending the crown of the head upwards. Relaxing the hands a little bit more, still open there. Watching the breath as the body and mind slow. So in sitting tall with the palms up and the hands in closer towards the tops of the thighs, remaining open to what our yoga practice has to communicate and offer us today as we reconnect with it. Permitting the frame of yoga to develop you as a human being. And now we'll allow the body to work with our environment to facilitate a deeper breath that will give way to incorporating more circulation and nutrients into the body and into the brain. Start to deepen the breath. Let's shift into victorious breath. Take a breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, fog out through the mouth. Mouth stays open, fog inwardly. Close the mouth, exhale through the nostrils. So mouth closed, inhaling and exhaling out through the nose, but keeping that constriction in the throat going, so that activity in the throat. And at this time, let's take these open hands and reach them upwards on the inhalation, feeling on the inhalation, arms reaching upwards. Again, feeling openness and receptive to this practice today. Bringing the head back so we can look upwards towards these hands. And feeling in the palms of the hands, maybe in the fingers, some energy. What does that feel like? Becoming more and more attuned to those subtleties. And now we'll let the palms meet and exhale. Bring the hands in, thumbs to the heart center. Let's begin our practice today with Shiva mantra. I'll give the translation and chant it. You can hum along or sing along if you know it. I bow to the presence of the divine within, our true and highest teacher, that lives in and around us as being, consciousness, and bliss. It is ever present and radiates peace, lighting the way to transformation. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let's now begin to move our physical bodies. So we're going to come right actually into a standing forward fold at the top of the mat. A big transition. So feet hips distance apart. Let's take them wider just because this is the first motion, first position of the day. So feet wider than hips distance all the way to the edge of the mat, and then we'll let the head go and let the trunk sink down. Let the arms dangle loose. Let the knees bend. And just feeling softness here through the body. Flip the palms upwards like we had before. Let's keep this notion going, this idea that we're going to remain open to our yoga practice today and what it has to offer us, what it has to say to us, so that we can listen in body and mind and heart. And then maybe dropping the head a little bit more so that you can look behind. Looking right straight past the knees. And seeing maybe a little bit more so that you can let go of the head completely. Maybe feeling the blood direction change, flowing towards the brain, feeding the brain. We'll take a clearing breath here, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. And then with the knees bent, begin to unroll the spine. So we're unfolding very carefully. We'll start from the base of the spine, knees staying soft, rolling upwards towards the shoulders, up towards the head. And then once the head rises, we'll take the arms and send them upwards, looking up, legs now straight. We'll bring the palms together, thumbs in towards the heart center. So we'll create a little bit of a flow with this motion. Just standing right here with the feet apart. Next inhale, reach the arms upwards. On the exhale, let's take a bit of a side bend. So this is an angle posture. Bring the right hand down, take the left arm up and over, looking upwards. And we'll take a couple breaths here. So first time around, we'll go through and linger in each position. And then we'll inhale, come to center, reaching both of the arms upwards, looking up. Exhale, bending to the left, and maybe looking upwards. You could look up the whole time, or you might bring the head to neutral at one point. It's good to move the neck around, moving the head side to side if you feel any tension building up anywhere in the neck. And then we'll inhale, come all the way back upwards, look up. On the exhale, flip the palms so they're facing back. So palms facing back, so inner rotation of the shoulders. Then we're going to bend the knees and stick the bottom out as we lower, bending the arms, lowering all the way back down to fold as we were in before, keeping the palms flipped upwards. Letting the head go, looking past the knees. Then we'll start to unroll the spine on the next inhalation, starting from the base, working your way up to the head. Once the head rises, inhale, send the arms upwards, looking upwards once again. On the exhale, we'll take angle posture, right arm down to the leg, left arm up and over, looking upwards. On the next inhale, come back up to center, palms facing each other. Exhale, bend over to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. And then we'll turn the palms back. And then exhale, bend into the knees, bend into the arms, tailbone sticks out as you lower all the way down. Then right from here on the inhale, begin to rise back up. One big inhalation, one big swooping motion, straightening arms, or straightening legs, taking arms upwards. And then on the exhale, find the side bend to the right. Inhaling center. Exhaling left. Inhaling center. Palms turn back. Exhale, bend the knees, the elbows, lower down. Feel the arms open. And then on the inhale, rise back up. And so we're going to continue this at your pace, taking arms up, exhaling for those side bends. Inhaling center. Exhaling, bending. Inhaling center in a big swooping motion, bending knees and elbows and lowering. Continue a few more cycles on your own. So as we go for a few more rounds, see if you can be fully in this body so that it feels like also the breath and the body are so connected. The breath is guiding the body. And then that changes the motion itself. So it's a soft motion. And then feeling the softness, that relationship between the breath and that soft motion. Flow through one more. And once you've completed that, stay in a forward fold with the palms flipped upwards. And that's our meeting place. And as you're there, let the head go. Again, gazing past the knees. Just feeling the palms with their being flipped up, seeing what that's doing for the shoulders. Let's find a twist here. So you may or may not need a block, but we're going to have the feet separated this far still towards the edges of the mat. And then let's start off coming up halfway first. Keep the knees bent, come up halfway. Bring both of the elbows to the thighs. So elbows to the thighs. Looking forward, feeling some extension here. And then we're going to take the right arm and reach it upwards. You can keep the elbow right on the thigh for starters. Taking that arm, reaching up. And then we'll just switch. So we'll go through a few times this way, then we'll find a deeper twist. Right elbow comes down. Inhale, lift the left arm upwards. Exhaling, left elbow down. And then continuing at your pace. Maybe here again, feeling the softness, the gentle connection between the body's motion and the motion of life energy, of prana, of breath coming in and out. One more time with the left arm reaching up, and then we'll lower this elbow down, take the right arm up, and then this is where we'll look for a little bit of a deeper twist, because we'll see if we can lower the left hand down to the inside of the foot, and then maybe you can walk your fingers over to the right to press into the fingers and get more rotation here. Now let's check in with this right shoulder blade. See if you can just move the arm a little bit back and up. Feel the shoulder blade, sensing it there. And then we'll continue to twist, maybe looking up past the right hand. You might straighten the right leg, keep the left knee bent. One more breath. And then we'll exhale, lower the right hand down. We'll bring both forearms to the thighs again, bring both elbows to the thighs. And then we'll go ahead and pick up the left arm, starting here. Left arm reaching up. And then we'll see, maybe we can bring right fingertips down to the inside of the right foot. And then maybe we can walk fingers over to the left. Push into the fingers. Check in with the shoulder blades, so we'll just do a little bit of a wave, taking the arm slightly back and up. We lose touch with our shoulder blades often, and then, we create tension there as a result. So then when you're ready, just keep the arm lifting upwards, sensing the shoulder blade without moving the arm. Maybe looking upwards past the left hand. Another deep breath. And we'll exhale, left hand down. Let's fold here. Maybe knees bend. Maybe you're ready to straighten the legs. We've been in a fold a few times today. Just allowing for whatever tension to rise, to experience that, whatever tightness you feel, being open to that. Dropping the head. Okay, so we're going to move a little further now. So it's at the top of the mat. I move forward a little bit to get there. We'll heel toe the feet so they're hips distance apart. And then from here, let's step the left foot back to come into a lunge. So first time around as we're here, we're going to explore the lunge. So we'll have hands down to the mat or maybe to blocks if we need a little bit of a lift. And then we're just going to rock a little bit forward and back, straightening and bending, maybe the back leg or the front leg. Just exploring, maybe changing the position of the head. So let's actually do that. Let's look forward at some point and then look behind at some point. Look over to the right. Move the head over to the left. Let's let the head actually lead. So exploring for another 30 seconds. And then we'll step the left foot forward and step the right foot back. So same idea, once you're here, look with the legs, experience the legs, bending, straightening as you're coming in and out of the lunge. And then eventually letting the head lead and seeing how that influences the body and the breath even. Maybe 3 more breaths exploring. And now we're going to transition to table posture. So we'll bring right knee down, pick up the left foot, send the left knee back. And then from here, let's rest in child's posture. So maybe separate the knees, maybe keep them close together. We'll lower the hips, lower the trunk, lower the forehead. Take a nice clearing breath here. Just sensing whatever it is that you sense, whatever you're aware of in the body, noticing that. Welcoming the sensation as sensation. And for 3 breaths, really focusing on sinking the consciousness into the body. Going deeper and deeper into the body. And now we're going to rise up to table posture on the inhale, cross the ankles and switch right over to the back, all the way down to the back. Once you're there, bring the knees into the chest. Rock a little bit side to side, holding the knees with the hands or the forearms. As you're rocking side to side, move the head side to side as well. And you can coordinate the motion with the knees, going left, right, with the knees, or in the opposite direction. Okay, let's bring the knees to center and turn the head to the left. Still holding the knees. Now turn the head to the right. Back over to the left. And then we'll take the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Take the left arm out to the side, out to the left. And then begin to let the knees fold over to the right as you gently press. Once that right leg arrives, gently press on the left outer leg, coming into a simple spinal twist. As you're here, push the left shoulder blade down into the mat. Actually put some effort there, push it down. On the exhalation, put a little bit more pressure on the leg. And let's inhale, come back to center. Bring both of the hands to the knees, turn the head to the right, turn the head to the left, and back over to the right. And then let's take right arm out to the right, left hand to the outer right knee, and begin to send the knees over to the left. And once you get there, start to put a little bit more pressure on this right leg. Keeping the head turning right, push the right shoulder blade down, and then on every exhalation, you're pressing into the leg a little bit more. Now I'll take a couple more breaths. You might notice that, this side feels different from the other side. For me, that's a big difference because of the shape of my spine. There's some rotation in my spine. So if your hips are uneven or if you have issues with the spine or the back, you'll notice one knee it's harder to get down in comparison to the other side. So then when you're ready, let's come back to center. And we'll bring those knees back into the chest. Let's find a back bend, and then we're going to switch back over and move a little bit more. So feet come down, walk the shoulders back. We'll start with the pelvic tilt. So keep the feet close to the bottom, and then pull the pelvis in. So you feel the glutes engage, and then you feel the low back press into the mat, right? But the bottom lifts up a little bit. So keep it here. Just do a few of these. Little tilts, releasing and then engaging, pulling the pelvis in, releasing. You can feel the low back lift and then engaging, pulling pelvis in, feeling the core now. So a few more of these, really focusing your awareness, your concentration on the hips and the core as you go through about 5 more. And then after these 5, we're going into Setu Bandhasana, bridge posture. Pull the pelvis in and then begin to lift the hips upwards, walk the shoulders back towards each other.
And maybe you can find fingers interlacing, straightening the arms, pushing down, and then begin to really, really fire up the glutes, using them to send the hips up. Bring your mind to the core. See the belly rising and falling with the breath. If you don't see that, put more effort in the breath. 2 more breaths. And exhale, lower. You can rock to your left, roll over to the left, press your way up, and then come over to seated, where we're actually going to switch over to downward facing dog. So cross the ankles and then roll forward. Hands down, uncross the ankles. Send the knees upwards. And a few of the breaths here, maybe some motion. Okay, so if this gets to be too much, then bring the knees down and send the arms forward, right? Okay, let's go ahead and bend the knees and look forward. And then especially if we're trying to get weight off of the arms, we're going to keep the tailbone shifted upwards and then push away from the hands. Keeping the knees bent will help keep weight away from the arms. So it's really important to do, especially as if you're recovering there. So then we can keep sending the weight back into the feet, looking past the knees, letting the head go. And we're going to be stepping the right foot forward, but if you'd like to lift the right leg up first, you can, taking it up. And then we'll exhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. Keep the left palm down. Let's come into a twisting dragonfly. And my camera is so far to the right today, so it's a little hard. So I'm just changing directions. I'm trying a different setup. So left palm down, and then inhale the right arm up into a twisting dragonfly. Two more deep breaths. We're going to take this further. So earlier we started off with some twists. We're going to take this further and bring the right hand to the right hip. Walk the left fingers forward all the way to the front left corner of the mat, and then lift the left foot to hover it behind the right calf. Yep, so here we are. We were using the core, we're using the leg. Now we might take the right arm upwards again. One more breath. We'll bring the right hand down, extend the left leg behind, so we have both of the hands down, fingers down. Straighten the right leg. So we're going to move into a half moon now. So we have straight arms, straight right leg. If that's not working, you'll have blocks under the hands, hopefully. And then right from here, spread the left toes. And then we'll start to lift the left arm upwards. Now you can look down at the mat for balance, or if you feel like you have that, you can start to turn the head to the left. The position of the head is going to influence our ability to balance and all the rest of the experience of this posture. Tuck the left shoulder blade into the back. Take the left foot and really send it back. Feel the length in the left leg. And say another breath. And then exhale, bring the left hand down. Take the left foot to the mat. Walk the hands back. Bring the left knee down. And then we're going to rise up into
a nice low lunge, bringing the trunk up, taking the arms up. But from here, you might grab a hold of the elbows with opposite hands and then send the heart upwards, looking up slightly, sinking into the right knee. So if you feel like it's getting really intense in that right leg, you can pull away from the bend in the right leg and then sink back in. One more breath. Going to bring the hands down to the inside of the right foot. So then we'll heel toe the right foot to the right, to the edge of the mat. Bring the left knee forward a little bit so it's underneath the left hip. And now this right leg's been contracted for a while, so we want to straighten it up. Bring the left palm down, and then see if you can lift the right arm while at the same time taking the right leg behind and straightening that right leg right behind. So we're coming into modified side plank. If it's too much on the hand, you can come down to the forearm. Spread the toes in the right foot. Find length in that leg. Now you can stay right here, or you can go a little bit further by bending the right knee and holding the right foot with the right hand. And if you're able to get there, you're going to send the right shoulder back and bring the hand to the inside of the foot. And you might just stay right here, or you might just lift this foot up a little bit and push it into the hand. Backing away if it's ever too much. One more breath. We're going to release this by moving the arm and the leg at the same time, sending the right leg back. You can take the right arm up, then bring the right hand down, and now we're going to come into a pigeon's posture. So we'll take this right knee to the right hand, slide the left leg back, sink a little bit by swaying side to side, opening up spaces, so that as you take a few breaths, you find that you can lower a little bit more. And then at some point, once you're fairly low, you'll let the head go, letting it rest. And check in and see as you're here if you're feeling a lot in the right hip. And if you feel like you need a little bit more, you'll scooch the right foot over to the left without shifting the balance. You want the balance evenly in both hips. I'm sorry, you would take it out to the left. Right foot goes to the left, right? So the more and more open the hip is, the more perpendicular the right shin would be to the spine. A few more breaths sinking into the body. And at this time, we'll start to come out. So we can rise up first, coming into maybe a little bit of a back bend, and then shifting your way out of this. So maybe in a table posture, moving the right leg around behind, or maybe in downward facing dog. As you're shifting, you can sense some open spaces. You might hear new clicks that you didn't hear before. And then we'll go ahead and release this leg. So from table posture, let's get quiet for a moment in the body and the mind and observe the body and notice what areas feel different from each other, the left side, the right side, the top of the body, the bottom, legs, arms. And now let's work with the left side. So we can take hands forward a little bit, roll over the toes, start with bent knees for downward facing dog. So shift away from the mat, the knees lift up away from the mat, the tailbone shifts up towards the ceiling, and then the tailbone shifts back away from the hands. As far away from the hands as you can possibly get it. Maybe a little bit of motion here. We're really pulling the belly up into the spine as you're here. And now we'll get ready for this left side. You might inhale and lift the left leg upwards. And then exhale, step the left foot between the hands. First into a twisting dragonfly. Is that where we started? I think so, right? Left arm goes upwards. Sensing the left shoulder blade into the back. Now we're going to take that left hand to the left hip and walk the right fingertips forward towards the front right corner of the mat so that we can hover the right foot behind the left calf. Still twisting to the left. Right? Now we're going to spread the right toes. And then maybe we'll take this left arm and reach it upwards. If you feel like you can get a little bit more, keep drawing the foot closer and closer towards that left leg. Feeling the core, feeling the hip flexor, lots going on here. Arms strengthening. Pull the left shoulder blade into the back. And we'll exhale. The left hand down. Straighten both of the legs, but take that right leg straight back. Give yourself a moment to adjust. And then right from here, see if we can go into a half moon. Now this might be good, or you might be able to bring the weight into just the left leg, left arm, and then take the right arm upwards. And because we always want to be careful, we always want to be mindful. We don't ever have to rush into a posture. So we can be looking down first, then once we've established that stability, then we might look over to the right. One more breath. And we'll have the right hand come down. Step that right foot back. Walk the hands with it. Bring the knee down. Right knee comes down. And then we'll rise up, coming to this nice low lunge. And this time, again, we'll take the arms upwards and find opposite elbows with the hands and send the heart up. And again, if it gets to be too much, just straighten the left leg and then sink back into it. And you can do that as much as needed. It's actually helpful in that it opens the body, it gives the body a chance to digest. Now we'll release the arms and bring them down. We'll have this right hand down. I think before we took both hands to the inside of the left foot. So we're going to heel toe the left foot to the left. And then we're going to set up a little bit. Bring the right knee forward so it's underneath the right hip. This way we have our properly built structure for balance. The right palm down, right straight arm. Begin to lift at the same time, the left arm up and the left foot, taking the left leg back and the left arm up. Engage the central body to help be here. Now maybe you go further, but remember not to rush it, not to unnecessarily push. You might bend the left knee and hold the left foot with the left hand. And if you're able to do that, you're going to take the left hand up to towards the toes, right to the top of the foot, and then maybe to the inside of the foot rather than the outside. This way we're really pulling the shoulder back, getting a lot of outer rotation there. And then maybe pushing the foot into the hand. Step by step, find the right spot to be. Another breath. At the same time, begin to send the left leg back, the left arm circling upwards, circling the left palm down, now facing heart towards the mat, left leg is lifting behind into pigeon. Take the left knee to left hand, right leg slides back. Swaying a little bit side to side. You know, we've been on the hands a little bit now, so once you get a little lower and you can get the elbows down, see if you could just lift hands, give the wrists some motion, circling. And then eventually lowering the head and just relaxing here. Once you are here and you can sense that you need more or less, you'll either send that left foot over to the right or you'll send it more to the left, keeping equal weight distributed in the hips. So we aren't leaning to one side or the other. Giving yourself permission to take a clearing breath at any time that you feel it rising and bubbling up.
Maybe if you never feel that, just encouraging it anyway and just doing it, seeing how it changes your awareness, your consciousness, your mind. And maybe 3 more breaths. And we'll start to rise and come out of this. Once you come out, again, find a place where you can take that left leg behind and come into circles with the left leg. And then we'll set the knee down, cross the ankles, come back to seated. We'll work a little bit with the neck. As always, I always feel it's so important to get the neck in and not ignore it. So let's have the hands come back in like we had them before. So rather than hands to the knees, we're going to bring them in a little bit. And then maybe they hold each other kind of. And we'll sit up nice and tall. And we'll drop the chin to the chest. Send the shoulders back. If you feel them rounding, now send the shoulders back. Send the shoulders down. But lift the head again. And then I tend to lower my head too much, so I'm trying to correct myself now. So keeping the head central, just drop the chin to the chest. So the chin is going to get closer to the neck, really. Feeling the back of the neck. Bring the head to center and then take the head back, looking up. Bring the chin down again. Bring the chin up, down, up, and then center. And then we're going to tilt the head. Actually, let's turn the head to one side. So turning, maybe left first, bring to center, and then right. And we'll go through a few more. Left, right, left, right. Okay, one more time, both sides. And then we're going to bring the head to center. And this time we're going to tilt the head, but let's think about it rather than ear down to shoulder, we'll think about ear up towards the sky. So go ahead and tilt the head, taking one ear up towards the sky. Bring the head to center. Tilt the other ear upwards. And we'll bring the head to center. Now we're going to glide the chin forward and back. So we're going to take the chin all the way forward and then take the chin all the way in, tucking it in. Send forward, tuck in, forward, in. Couple more. And then we'll keep it in and then relax the neck. Okay, drop the chin to the chest. Just shake the head out now, feeling looser in the neck. Bring the head to center. And now we're going to come all the way down to the back and prepare to rest. So once you're down, see if you'd like to take something else. Maybe there's something like a happy baby. We didn't work a lot on the back of the legs today, so maybe this is a good spot for a happy baby, holding the feet with the hands.
You might, to get a little bit more of a stretch in the calves and the hamstrings, you might straighten the legs. You might also open the legs out to a wider V. And then let's come out of this. Quick little spinal twist. Take the knees over to one side and the arm to the other, the head turning away from the knees. Come back to center and switch sides. We'll come back to center. Bring the knees in and then release the legs. We're going to come back to a completely deactivated position now, but an open position like we started with today. So taking feet to the corners of the mat, turning the toes away from each other, having hands away from the thighs, the palms flipped upwards, the shoulders, they walk back towards each other, and then you can release any effort in the back. And release any effort in the face. So you might even tense up the face on the inhale. And then release everything on the exhale. And for a few cycles on the inhale, drawing in spaciousness into the body, into the mind, feeling expansive. On the exhale, letting everything else go. Inhaling, feeling a felt sense of spaciousness throughout. Exhaling, letting everything else go. Inhaling, sensing spaciousness all throughout. Exhaling, letting everything else go. And now being completely open to this posture. Corpse posture, Shavasana, being completely open and receptive to this position and to the rest of your practice today. Letting the body digest it. Letting the body listen to what you've offered it. Resting. really begin to just notice the body, notice the breath. Begin to move the fingers, the toes, deepen the breath. Move the head side to side. Eventually, maybe circling the hands as you take the arms back and finding a long stretch, maybe pointing toes, flexing, stretching fingers, spreading toes. And then we'll bring the knees in, arms around the knees. Before we rise, let's take a moment and realize that we, by practicing today, we communicated to the body. We communicated to the body that we are going to take care of it. We are the caretaker for this body. And we are gentle with it, and yet firm in some ways too. Finding that right balance. So at this time, we'll start to rock over to the side and then push your way up to seated when you're ready. Once you're seated, let's reach the arms upwards. Bring the palms together, thumbs in towards the heart center. Let's take all the goodness of our practice today and let it show in our thoughts and our actions this day and every day. And let's seal the practice with the sound of Om. Deep breath in through the nose. Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.